We are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Cliff Jumper, what are you doing? I've got dead center in my viewfinder.
When you saw the defendants, were you wearing your glasses?
I want all of you boys to be able to look me straight in the eye one more time and say, are we having fun or what?
By taking some time out of our daily lives to sit down and have a little chat.
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to the inaugural episode of Cage Talks. Now, I'm not exactly sure how often I'm going to be running this show. It might be once every 2 weeks. It might be just twice a month. Who knows? We'll see how things go. We'll see how many people step up to the plate and actually want to be part of Cage Talks before we decide on a concrete time frame of when we're going to be doing this live. But thank you to everybody that's already coming and hanging out in the chat. What's going on? Toy Mafia, Superfan Adam Shawhan in the chat, Trina in the chat, and Keely Chow. What is going on, everybody? And welcome. So this is the way it works. Welcome to Cage Talks, where we converse one-on-one with a different creator every time we run this show, asking questions to get to know that creator better and why you should go check them out, follow them, subscribe to their channel, and have a good time, because that's what it's all about, being able to promote other creators so they can actually get a little bit more eyes on their channels. So today, for our first episode, we will be joined by the super fan, Adam Shawhan in the cage. What's going on, Adam?
I'm just happy to be hanging out with some guinea pigs that can hang out with my wiener dogs. You know, it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
Always, my friend. And thank you for joining me on the inaugural trip down in Cage Talk land. So the way this is going to work, everybody's in the chat. We're going to be asking Adam a series of questions, and then eventually we're going to get into open panel discussions, and Adam's going to be able to say whatever is on his mind, as long as the YouTube gods allow it. So, Adam, I know you pretty well. We'll get into that. I'm going to let you handle that part, but I'm going to hit you with that first question, my friend. So, the first question it's simple. When did you first make your channel? Now, if you don't know exactly, ballpark, guesstimate it.
2012, 2013 time frame. And I remember it was so long back. Like, remember when you had to have an account to, like, watch the stuff on YouTube?
Yes.
That's when I made the account, was to watch video, because like I YouTube the old man way, which was like, how do you know, and then there'd be some other crazy hillbilly that did whatever it was I was trying to figure out. So that's how I YouTube to start out with, and why I had a channel.
The old search patterns, it was almost like tank engines on the original Resident Evil. You had to type shit backwards and be able to find what you're looking for.
You did, man. And like I didn't do any, it was just my fucking name. So I'm like, it was just Adam Shaw. Like, it was like, what's your name? Make a channel. And I'm like, I just want to watch a video, man. Like, I don't even remember what it was for. It was something silly, I'm sure, but that was the only reason I ever used YouTube back in the day, you know? And then Fast and Loud was another one, like with the Twitter. I never Twittered really. But Richard Rollins from Fast and Loud was up against OCC, Orange County Choppers, and Jesse James, and they were on stage. And Richard was fucking with his phone, and like I had messaged, or, you know, done something, and he liked it and retweeted it or whatever while he was on air. So like for me and the kids, it was really cool to see, because he was literally doing his own Twitter. That's the first time I ever Twittered too, but which is now called X or whatever, but. Yeah, man, like that was it. It was the old school days of, in order to watch the videos on here, you had to have a channel, and I just did my name.
And then usually I think that was the same for a lot of us. And I know usually the story goes, many of us were sitting there just watching stuff before we even made a channel.
Yep.
So that's going to get into the next part of it. The second question is, so why did you make a channel as far as putting content up? Was there a particular reason why you did it, or did you just decide to hell with it? I'm doing all this stuff. Why not just put it up there?
So, as you know, you and I had talked behind the scenes and all that, but it was more or less just like the whole cat phrase had gone nuts, and like Jez from Digital Pollution, there's, oh man, you should just film the dogs. It'd be easy, and a lot of other people. But when it came to making content, it was after meeting Jeff from World Class Bullshitters and stuff, but it was kind of learning how to do stuff too with the tablets and the phones and all that. Because I'm self-taught. I didn't, we didn't have this shit in school. Like, we didn't have cell phones in school. We had a payphone on the corner. So again, it was kind of and then with my disabilities, learning how to do stuff with those as well. And there were some dog videos or like PS3 videos when leaked the accounts. I was new to all that stuff. I didn't like, for me, YouTube was listening to music and how do you fix something that's done fucked up, in the most hillbilly of ways too. And that's how I will talk. But yeah, it literally was to figure stuff out. I think I did some of the dog stuff was in the video games was the first bit, but it was Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters, the DJD show, Mecha Random back in the day, along with Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Lethal Lightning, yourself, if I didn't mention you, Odin's movie blog back when OMB was that and before Friday Night Tights and all that horse shit.
The old days where a whole bunch of us used to bump into each other over there.
Yeah, Brandon Moist and Justin Proper and just so like. But before some of those guys, some of the other names I was mentioning, like way back in the day, you, me, Moist, Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. There's a name for you, Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Lando Pando. Anyway, it was those guys because like. I would share the dog stuff, and everybody's always interested in the dogs, though, when we used to Google Hangout, for those of you that remember the Google Hangout days on YouTube here. And, you got to kind of know the people and the dogs and just, it was just the niceness of the people. Doomcock was another one. I'd been on many backstage non-air stuff with that fella way back with, Euler Greg and, Utini Brent and all that stuff too, even before those days, though. I met Jez because of Jeff Hicks. But it was really, once finding the right communities and a couple people having you kind of come on, DJD started a lot with me, but literally it was just all of us being goofy, man. Just kind of, you were doing lightsaber stuff. I threw up some lightsaber stuff I had. I mean, not, playing with them and shit, but just simplify, kind of showing off our collections too, because it was really before we had, as much technology as we've got these days. You didn't even have internet that you could even talk on. We had to text back and forth all the time.
Yeah, Jesus, those freaking days. Like, and most people, like, I shared off a video, basically an apology to all my fans, subscribers to the channel. It was basically an apology video and an explanation why it takes so damn long for me to get videos up. And you're talking about back in those days. Like, if I tried to put up even a video remotely close to what I put up the other day that took 10 plus hours, that shit would have took me over 2 days. And I am not bullshitting. It would have took over 2 days.
I put up 3 fingers because I remember waiting on them. I know because I was a fan and we become friends long. But exactly, it would take 3 days, no BS, like 3 days, yo. Almost 3 days for this guinea pig over here to share his wonderful footage that he was sharing at the time. It sucks.
What do you want? Dial-up? Like, well, they say it's not. I can't.
It's like you had found the cable, the phone line, spliced into said phone line of said person that has said dial-up, and that's what you was using. And that still probably would have been faster than what you had.
I was using the Pony Express to get my videos up on YouTube.
Just a minute, we got our scanner all in there and make sure it's all the way you want it to be. Is that what you want? Okay. Enter.
You damn son of bitches. What's going on, Frankie News? Good to see you. LDG in
What's
the
up,
chat as
Frankie?
well. What's up, LDG? Bad Take Bojan, also in the house. I hope that you are all doing well. Thank you for dropping in for this inaugural edition of Cage Talks. So, Adam, we're gonna get into the next question. We're rolling right along with these questions, and we're going to get into the open panel talks where we can talk about anything, absolute anything you want to talk about. But this third question, pretty simple. Do you have any expectations or goals?
It's funny because I didn't like solo. No, not at all, man. Because I don't even consider myself a YouTuber as a YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like, I am blessed to have friends like you and ETAP, Tony, and Vinny, and all that. Like, I mean, I've said it on air numerous times. Anybody that's followed us around, you've seen the journey we've all been on, quite a few of us together. And, you know, other than us just keep doing what we've been doing. Because, like, my channel, I'm leaving everything. What I leave behind is for my granddaughter. Most people don't understand everything I've been through to get to this point. And as much as some of it fucking sucked that we had to go through, it really did. I wouldn't have found all you guys, you know, the people I talk to every single day, whether it's in the chat, whether I'm on a panel saying hi to you guys, because, you know, I can't see for shit. But, you know, it's one of those, you know, in the chat, I see you guys moving. Frankie knows I can see that one, Lurch, you know, and it's just getting it so I can see it in the bifocal. I apologize. Bad eyes. But I mean, like, it's everybody from Parrot Head, who will send me a silly meme out of nowhere, like, you know, just here's a picture of me and Etub, you know. I mean, that's just it, though. If you followed us to see this wonderful journey and this beautiful family that we have, you get it. If you don't, it's a hell of a, I mean, it would make a good comic. But I mean, and again, but it's just life. I mean, like, to us, YouTube isn't my life. I have life, then I YouTube. You know, like today, I dealt with the dogs. I did the gym. I knew we were going to do this. But originally, if we weren't going to do this, I probably wouldn't even be doing the pay-per-view later. If ETEP is still doing it, I don't even know if we are. I worked out. I ate. I can't, you know, I jumped on here, hung out with you for a few minutes, and, you know, it is what it is. But I mean, I did a mile in 50 minutes, dude, on the treadmill at 12 resistance. I've never done that. Not a full mile, Tommy. And I mean, again, I'm not running. I'm too old for that shit. I like Murtaugh, man. But, you know, I do have my schedule and the way I do things, and I'm up late anyway because I'm a man, and, you know, I will not fall on my watch. This is not going to fall on my watch, so I don't sleep. I'm an insomniac. I'll sleep 4 or 5 hours. Then I will eventually, about 16, 18, 20 days later, you know, take a day off and sleep. But, you know, we the way you and I have been driven and the things we've had to do explains what we do. But yeah, I just say, you know what? You have a channel, go for it. You've got an idea, try it. They're going to knock you down. That's why I quit streaming on my own. I mean, we were building up stuff. We were heading right along. COVID happened and a bunch of other shit. You couldn't even talk. We wouldn't even say anything. And every single stream I had 5, 6, 7, you know, flags on it. And then the thing is, it would say, no effect, no effect, no effect. Well, I'm not even monetized. So, and basically you couldn't even have half the show we were trying to have, you know, because they were censoring us, as they still do.
And that is a big problem with a lot of stuff that you do. And the problem is even though it's just a copyright claim and they say it's supposed to have no effect on your channel, eventually those copyright claims can actually turn around to something that removes the video. I've actually had that happen where I had a long time copyright claim on one of my videos. It was for Sid and Nancy, a movie discussion. And I haphazardly had put a section of music, legit music from the movie, onto the video. And it was way too much. And I didn't realize how much I put in there. And I got hit with the copyright claim. And I was like, okay, whatever. You know, that was my fault. Let them claim it. I don't give a shit. Fast forward 2.5 years later, they turn around and say, we're removing it for violation. For what? I mean, I didn't get a strike for it, but they removed the video just because the company decided, okay, well, we're not making enough money off this claim or whatever the case was. And they decide they just wanted to completely remove from my channel. So you do run afoul of them like that, too. That's why usually every single copyright claim that I get, as long as I know I can legitimately fight it because they're wrong on their end, oh, I will every single time.
I'll fight every single one of them for the simplest fact. Freedom of speech. This is America. I don't care if it is your platform. This is my channel. This is my stuff. And half the time it's all on private anyway. So how can you view it and then knock me for something that nobody can see but me? Again, does anybody really want to see my workout video history? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's for me. That's, you know, from going from falling 8 feet into a pool with no water and barely being able to walk to where I am now. Yeah, man, it's been a long journey, you know, but you know, that's not for everyone. You know what I mean? Like there's just stuff that some people aren't going to give a fuck about, you know, and nor should they. You know what I mean? Like, that's the majority of what I do on my channel. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 YouTube channels. You know, we used to have all kinds of fun with the parody accounts. Hell, I was proper Justin's appendix. I used to fuck with him all the time, and the whole theory on that was, and it wasn't just me though. I
remember. Do you remember when he messed up his name and he called himself Proper Jenny?
Jenny. Yes, and he got stuck with it for like 6 months. It was beautiful.
Yeah, because that was back in the day. You couldn't make changes for a long time.
No, but I mean, like it being friends, because I know Justin. I knew him before he came, you know, before he came out with his, you know, everything he's doing now, and so, you know, I knew him already. Good kid. You know, he started out with me and DJD, and Mr. P. He's always thanked us, and Brandon Moyes. And I mean, it was just one of those things. He's a good dude, you know, got to know him. How many people did we get to know that we never would have known if it weren't for the silliness of YouTube? You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I wouldn't have met any of you guys.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that we've talked about before. And this was quite some time ago. I actually, when I was still, I guess, you know, allowed to converse with certain people, we had a big video live stream, whatever. We had a live stream where we were talking about, can you make actually legit friends on YouTube? Can you actually really get to know people? And you absolutely can. I mean, we have a pretty good core group of friends that we help each other out. And sometimes it's only in the simplest of ways. I mean, let's just say, okay, you're looking for a collectible piece that I have in my store. And you would like to get that, but it's not around you. And I could pick it up and send it to you. You know, sometimes, you know, if money's tight, you guys are going to mail me money for it. Other times, if I'm not worried about it, it's like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm just sending you this piece. So we get to do that for one another. How many of these other people that say that they got like legit friends on there would do anything for them like that at all?
Yeah. I mean, we do the convention because we're already going to the convention, right? So like prior though, okay, if you look at it, in 2018, I think is when I met Jeff with my daughter and my son-in-law, who they weren't married then, didn't have the granddaughter, and I had the dog found fucking them. I didn't like the dog, Frank. This is all Frank's fault, the dog. But I know you had questions, so I'll stop there in case you had other questions. But again, the only reason I'm a YouTuber, to go back to all of it, is because of my dog. Because he's the one that found Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters. And then that's how I ended up, you know, learning YouTube, because I always was listening to it on the smart TV. I just listened to it. I was doing other stuff. But again, I know in case you had other questions. Yeah, but as for being a YouTube, I still to this day don't think even though I know we're on shows together and because it's not about YouTube, man. It's about the friendship that's there. So if you're going to tell me that you can't have friends on YouTube, I've been to ETEP's house numerous times. Anytime I have a trip up north, I go up there. You know, I can stay at his house. I know if I go south of Florida, I got a couple, you know, depending on where I'm at, you, Vinny, Brian the Observer, just to name 3 right off the top of my head that are in Florida. And that's just 3, you know. There's a handful of other ones. There's a couple Tinas, you know, because there's more than one Tina. Tina Beebe, you know, on top of our Tina, on top of Tina Thompson, on top. So again, there, you know, we know a lot of people. So for me, it's really cool because if I know I'm going to be in a different state, I have those people that are in said state for me to go see. Kai and Tony if I'm in Vegas, you know. And since I'm always delivering puppies from time to time for other people, or if I'm on the road doing whatever, you know, before we ended up in the crazy, 2020.
Awesome one asked how's BB. I know the last time I seen her do anything was a while ago, so I can't answer that.
Yeah, I know Tina BB and Stephanie had a channel for a while. I catch the other Tina Thompson from time to time through some of the other, channels that you and I, used to watch and be in the chats and stuff. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's, it's real funny when you go back to the early days. And by early days, I mean you, me, James Clark, the artist, Bonnie, Jesse Miller when he first was coming on. There was no Crow's Nest or any of the other fucking horse shit. Mr. Peabody, Fedorable, the Horrible, like all of us, man. Like we all were, again, Owen's movie blog, Lethal Lightning. Lethal Lightning didn't have 500 subs back when I knew Lethal. You know what I mean? Like the whole shtick with Frank was he will give you, if you give Frank a blue wrench on your channel, he will allow you on his Death Star before he blows up the world. I mean, it was just the shit. It was a joke. It was it. That was the joke back then. It was all about the dog. So DJ D said, fuck Frank. I'm going to give Adam a wrench. So, I mean, but like, again, this was the stuff we did because we had slapstick comedy that we grew up with, Tommy. You know what I mean? Like, that's the era that we come from. And, we're smart asses. We're quick with something smart to say, but we're also just as fast with facts.
If anybody wants to get a small taste of what exactly most of us like from that generation, just go watch Airplane. You will pretty much get it in that movie.
Yep, you do, man. You do. But I mean, that's just it. It is different. And the things we say before, they're making laws for now and changing. So the shit that was okay to say now isn't okay to say. And the power of the internets and them wanting to make it so they can pretty much just flip you away if they don't like what you're saying. And well, that's just not right. That doesn't sound fun. So the best thing I can say is keep having fun. Every day I work out because it's one more day that I had than the day before. It's one more workout I didn't have before that workout. That's the way I get through it. Like I don't care about politics and there's shit on TV to watch, You and I, we're always watching old stuff. I mean, I watch G.I. Joe and Transformers every day. And I have for forever. It's been on YouTube. They fucked up. They put it on there on repeat. It doesn't matter. Look, man, what else could you ask for being our generation that had 8 tracks, reel-to-reels, to the cassette tapes, VHS, drive-in movies, man, to the, literally Betamax, VHS, to DVD. Now you can just pick up the damn remote and tell it what you want to watch, and it'll put it on for you. I mean, we've kind of come full circle when it came to entertainment with a, 9-inch black and white. That's one of the first TVs I think I had was a 13-inch, Tommy, and it was black and white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had something very similar. One of those freaking big boxy ass little freaking black and white freaking TVs with all the damn tubes. Heavy as shit too for a tiny little TV.
But it was the bee's knees back in the day, man. It didn't matter it's black and white,
Hey, it was better than nothing, right?
Yep. And I mean, I remember True Color. I am old enough to remember, I didn't see all shit in black and white, but because we had Air TV, you saw a lot, and the TVs were black and white. But I remember the True Color, I was younger then, but some. But yeah, I do remember all of that being a big deal. And then we go to 4K, man, and it's just like I can't see past color, so it's okay.
Nuts. Real quick, take a pause here. I'm going to acknowledge some of the people in the chat. Glinzer also in the chat. YouTube, breathing is copyrighted. You breathe during your video. Strike. Awesome one said, proper, we missed D. Brutal Morningwood also in the house. What's up, buddy? You YouTube guys are the only friends I got. Damn it, man. Damn it. We got to do something about that. Decepticons, keep comics and toys. What's going on, man? I'm still waiting for the twins. Cough, cough. Funny thing, I do have the twins. I just didn't have a chance to get a hold of you yet. But I do have them. I did manage to enamel before they disappeared on the shelves. 33% off too. So they are waiting for you. I just got to get a hold of you, and we can work everything out so I can send them to you. Lurch Troll, yes, you can make real friends on YouTube, but it's hard to find real ones. This group I consider my friends. I'll help in real life how I can, absolutely. And I really do appreciate what you sent to me. And I will be talking about it on the next toy stream, buddy. Thank you. Glenzer, streaming is ripe for censorship. Long live physical media. Absolutely. If you ain't buying physical media, you're doing it wrong. There's so many shows, it's almost impossible to find it streaming anywhere. Case in point, I was watching Tubi recently, and they had season 6 of Barney Miller. I used to watch Barney Miller religiously with my mother.
Yeah.
But that's all they have. Nobody else has Barney Miller anywhere streaming. So the only way I could watch it again is if I go out and buy a box collection set so I can watch all the episodes. Otherwise, I'm never seeing anything except the season 6 to be had. They just recently took it off. Yeah, used to have to buy a color TV. Yeah, right. Back in the day. Frankie knows what's up, Frankie. I had a pop-up Panasonic black and white television, tiny screen. Jesus, I remember those little mini ones when they first came out. They took something like 4 C batteries or something, or maybe even 4 D batteries, and the goddamn screen was no bigger than 4 inches.
I mean, it was, dude, it was like that.
And how big was the back end of the TV, though?
Dude, I mean, it'd be like, take a VCR and put a little screen. We're talking smaller than your phones of today, man. I mean, like half the size of the phone would have been about. I swear that's what it felt like. It felt like it was that big. Remember Pizza Hut with the quarter ones?
Yes.
Yeah. See, we had it all, gentlemen. And ladies.
And what's up, Tree Rock Creations? Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. All right, so we're going to get into the last question. We're almost a half hour into Cage Talks, and then it's completely open panel. You can say whatever you want. You don't have to stop. You don't even have to take a breath if you don't want to, unless you're afraid you might pass out. But the final question is, what can those watching you expect to see next? Do you have any plans to do anything different or add anything new to your streaming lineup?
I do, because as much as I don't know necessarily if it'll be on my channel, I have more fun doing like what we're doing right now, and how when you've done the toy retrospective from time to time, you would specifically make sure you like when I mentioned to you, hey, ETEP's got original stuff, or when wrestling, you always grab me because there's a slight psychoness of the things I have around me. And wrestling is one of them. But I've been debating on the belts. Again, you know this because we've talked back, before. I'm still debating on doing stuff with the belts. I've been watching more videos and how people have kind of done some and taking notes on what I like, how they do, and mentally. And but yeah, I mean, buckle up, Buttercup. It's only going to be better from here. That's how I look at it. Because again, every day is one more day than I had to begin with. Again, they told me years ago I wouldn't live to be in my 20s, and I'm 48. So that's all I got to say about that. Don't listen. Listen, but don't listen. Don't let it control your life. And then it's going to be the same hillbilly shit I'm always doing, man. I'll be burning in the snow because that's what I do. And then there'll be the bonfire too. Literally, though, we'll have some bonfires. The weird weather we're having is raining right now. It was snowing this morning. Now we got rain again, so it's bipolar. I feel like I'm married to my ex-wife. But yeah, man, I've got a couple ideas, but I just really hope that we're able to all grow however it is that you want to. But the core, man, when we're on Mondays with ETAP or Wednesdays, and again, I don't care where we are. I don't care if we're on with Draven. I don't care if we're on with you or Vinny or, wherever we all are. We're all having fun. And in that moment in time, you're hearing a bunch of people that are having a lot of fun. Sometimes the conversations go other ways. But, again, I got into the AEW stuff, too, because of this damn guinea pig over here. And I'm still there a skosh, Again, but it was all for the fun of it. And if you can find your people, as you've heard me say time and time again, when you find your people, when you find your tribe, when you find the people you're meant to be around, you'll know. Because for me, it started with you, Tommy. Because again, you're one of the oldest people left that I know from YouTube for as long as we've been going. From the beginning. Hasn't changed one bit. I still feel the exact same way. No regrets ever with any conversation or anything we've ever done. When other people fucking spit on me for absolutely no reason, you just were like, that doesn't make any sense. Use your brain. And that was it, man. Like, you're just like, no, you ain't about the bullshit. And I've always appreciated that and respect.
Same bastard I've always been.
You are, but you also still always try helping those when they need help, but even behind the scenes that people don't understand. Even with a guy with a shit internet, you have done, the digital shit you do on here and for other people to, to hosting when others couldn't, or their internet goes down, or all of us that can't help, so that yours doesn't go. When you find the right people, the ones that it's not. I think it's because for each and every single one of us, it isn't about us because we're all growing as a group. That's what it feels like to me. Because again, it's not just about what I'm here and we're kind of talking about me, but a lot about me is about you. It's also about all the people some that have passed, JJ, Moist, Adam, Copeland, or Raiders of the Lost Flick. We lost a lot of YouTubers all together at the same time, and it affected everybody in the ways that it did. At the same time, for me, I was lucky. A lot of the people, we all came together at the same time, able to work through a lot of stuff. Like I said, this Christmas was way better than the year before, and every day is a better day. Having known you guys and having everybody, being able to come on here and talk, do whatever dumb shit I'm going to do on my own channel or the gaming channel. Speaking of, that's what Doug stood for. You should be able to figure that out. When I sent you the clip with the hot dog from New Year's, you figured out what the DUG meant, right? Because the last word's gaming, the DU is all you. Yeah, that's why it was Doug, baby. But yeah, maybe that'll be coming in 2024, the collaboration you and I talk about. But again, dude, like I'm open to pretty much any, to having a good lot of fun as long as it's with the right people.
Well, I mean, there is plans expanding everything, what we're doing here.
Yep.
And a lot of that you've known from behind the scenes.
Yes,
we talked about it. So there are going to be some changes real quick. Let's catch up on the chat real quick. Brutal Morningwood. Seriously, though, the few friends I've got left still alive, I've known for 4 out of the 5 decades on this planet. They won't drive an hour to swim in my pool. Yikes. And he says, people I've met on YouTube cross state lines to come visit me. Yeah, it's awesome. I've managed to meet a few people that way too, crossing state lines. So Lurch, slight return. Yeah, it's funny since some TV shows like Star Trek were actually broadcasted in color, but most people still had black and white TV sets, so it was black and white to them. Yep. And I knew it was you, Vinny. I knew it was you. I don't know why it's coming up as Mellow Art World. I'm signed in as my main account. It's funny though, if I click on this, because I had to double check when I seen that, and it is coming up as your secondary account, Vinny. That's probably YouTube playing games again. Better check to make sure that they didn't hit your main channel, because I don't trust YouTube. And thank you, Vinny. Thank you for that. Decepticons, Cave of Comics and Toys. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. This lady at McDonald's could not say hazelnut. She said Heisenberg. I made her say that at least 20 times. I could not stop laughing.
Oh man, I'd have recorded it, yo. I'd have recorded it.
I hear everything you're saying too, Adam, and I think that's one of the things a lot of people forget to take away from this. When you find a good core group of people, even when you're having some of your worst days, and I know many of us had some pretty shitty days recently with everything that's going on with the nonsense from the weirdo lefties that we run into on Twitter, or if you're still on Facebook or wherever you're at, when you run into these weirdos all the time, it can get really, really tiresome. It could irk your damn nerves. And it's almost like, like you almost want to throw your hands up in a fit and just like, I don't even know why you do this. But you got to remember, the people you're around, are you having a good time with the people you're around when you're doing streaming, when you're doing video creation, or whatever it is you're doing with these other people? Are you having a good time at that moment? Do you regret doing those streams or being part of a video creation? And if the answer is no, you don't regret it, then you found the right core group of people, and that's the reason for you to keep going. I've had a few moments myself with this nonsense with YouTube and their suppression and shadow banning of my channel that I just like ready to throw my hands up and just walk away a couple times because I get so fed up with these people. And I'll have a video that may do 1,000 some odd views because YouTube isn't suppressing. The next one I might get the double digits max on views on it. Like, it literally makes no sense, and it's the same type of content. But like you said, it's finding the right group of people. Like you said, your tribe, your people. And what's going on, Godzillionaire? Good to see you, man. There's 8-foot shadowy alias messing with Vinny's account. You might be right. What's up, Chaos Away? I hope that you're doing well. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah, normal stuff. No attacks or new strikes. Okay, good. Yeah, Clown Tube. Absolutely right.
Give them a minute.
Yeah, right. And they're always on the search to find out what they can hit people for next. Like you were mentioning the lightsaber videos when I used to do lightsaber theory. Like, holy shit, I had a whole bunch of those. YouTube went back years. They went back years to age restrict them. Why? Because I had a few photos of girls in bikinis holding those lightsabers. So apparently that was an offense. Yet you can go right on YouTube and you can look up like African women from here or from there with their tits hanging out. That is absolutely fine. Let's not age restrict that. There's nothing you see here, folks. Everything's fine. That's okay, though. Like, give me a break.
Product reviews and the chicks with JJ's hanging out along with her titties.
I know, right? She's got her Arby's roast beef hanging out, but I'm getting hit for a picture of a girl in a bikini with a lightsaber.
And you live in Florida, mind you. You live in fucking Florida. I live in Michiana where it's snowing, raining, and cold. You live in Florida. You ought to have that kind of shit. When DJD, exactly, DJD, same thing. He get hit for some of the shit, and he's like, there's nothing. It's an animated. It's off the fucking game. Because remember, DJD used to play on the PS3. One of the games, Saint Row or one of those, he'd play the game and then kind of talk about the news. And he would have no worse than anything we've all shared in the past. I mean, there's worse shit on YouTube, Facebook, all of them. But yeah, we'd get hit for some of the dumbest shit. And yeah, it never ended though. It's been not like, I never really thought anything of it till you see how many of the same channels got hit for the same shit, how many of us got hit for being parts of other channels or following them. Like, again, I started off a very small YouTuber, man. It was just to find stuff out, and it all grew because of the dog, And again, I never would have found you if Frank wouldn't have found Jeff Hicks, because I only found Odin because of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. When Odin did the first wrestling stream with them, there was a live stream. I said hello to him and he responded back. And then I, because I was already following him. And then I used to follow his, like, every Tuesday night, I hung out with Odin and like 20 other people, 15, 20 other people. You know what I mean? Like that was it. That was our Tuesdays, and you just kind of planned accordingly. And I was injured at the time, so it was really easy. So I really looked forward to kind of like what Brutal's saying. And or for anybody, Gap After Dark, other people that I know, all of us that, again, this is a key to outside, for those that don't go out much, or those that are injured or recovering. I don't think a lot of people think about that, Tommy. There are people that are in recovery that this is mentally keeping them fucking sane, too. I mean, we're talking old toys and stuff. I'm not even going anywhere. But again, the love that we have for the things we talk about, you can't tell me it doesn't affect the people that are in the chat listening to what we're saying.
I know there's a few videos where I've gotten responses from it. And this is one of the things I was talking about when I get so fed up with YouTube. that I'm like just ready to just walk away for a while, whether it's for a while or whether I just want to walk away sometimes with this nonsense with them. And it's some of the comments that I get on the videos, or maybe sometimes some of the comments that I get in the chats is like, okay, yeah, it's all worth it to put up with YouTube's shit and spit right back in their fucking eye. Because some of the comments, it's like, it puts a smile on my face because I brighten up somebody's day with the whatever video I did talking about something that I enjoy. It's my stupid, sometimes witty comments, or maybe it's like a Vinny had a laugh because I attacked some weirdo lefty, and the way I did it just absolutely cracked him the fuck up. What's going on, Curtis, man? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for dropping the links, Curtis. Always appreciate
Curtis,
seeing you.
thank you. Well, it was like Trina. I mean, I'm not going to repeat what I said that got her giggling and laughing so hard because, I mean, it's, again, if you were there, you know what I said. And, I mean, we can get there if you won't, but this is your channel. But, again, it was like, I'm me. Like, this is the thing. If I were to meet you, I know you. Just because we've streamed together, we've talked before. If you have my number, that means something, especially now. It meant something in 2020. It meant something in 2023. If we have each other's numbers, it's because you're family. You're on that list of beyond just being somebody on YouTube. And it's not saying that there aren't people in the chat whose numbers I would, and again, we all communicate however we communicate. Because to me, even on Twitter, there's people that I've known for years whose numbers I never even asked for. And eventually, like, Jeff gave me his number. I was like, well, I don't have it. He just took my phone and put it in. He's like, you do now. And I'm like, well, I never needed it. You know what I mean? Like, I just through the same ways I've always done it. But I appreciate it. And again, there is a respect there with a lot of the people that you and I talk with, Tommy. And I think that's what it is. Are there hiccups sometimes? Yeah. And can people's feelings get hurt? Yeah. There could have been a couple instances where shit got blown out of proportion. Not in this fucking group. Didn't happen. I've had my moments with a few people. With the real ones.
They don't like the way I act because I refuse to actually bow down and kiss their ass, and that is something that's never going to happen. And if you come at me cross, I'm going to come right back at you with a fucking right hand. I don't give a fuck. What's going on, Daytona? Good to see you, man. You've been feeling the vibe lately too. I hear you. Everybody, I think, has felt it at some point with the nonsense with YouTube.
I mean, I get it, right? There's extroverts out there that literally this is their life. I mean, I don't get it because I'm not that way. I'm outside every day. But I can understand that there are those people. I get it. And it sucks. But that's their way of living, so be it. You and me, we got shit to do. We're outside. We got people to take care of. We've got animals to take care of, a house. We're doing other stuff. For those that can just sit there and game and do nothing but game and YouTube and make money, and even to your geeks and gamer levels, I mean, hey, whatever, man, do what you want to do. I never got into this to be a YouTuber. Like I said, it took shit. Yeah, I mean, we were all sitting there together, I think, when I went, fuck, I'm a YouTuber now. And we all were giggling and laughing. I'm pretty sure you were there, Tommy. But I mean, it's like, I never thought of myself as a YouTuber. I was just a fella hanging out with some other people, like-minded opinions, different opinions, didn't matter. It was so different back in those days. And I don't think it'll ever go back. It's too corrupted now to go back, but it's still the big platform. Nobody can touch it, because that's the one they want you to use. So that's what everybody uses. I personally don't care. YouTube could go away tomorrow and I would just text and call you. Same with Tony, same with ETAP, Trina, anybody that we, what I mean? Again, Twitter, Facebook Messenger, phone numbers, through one way or another, we can all communicate. If that goes away, the people that mattered the most to me have my phone number. You know what I mean? The ones, everybody pretty much knows, we all know each other. We're just one big, look, we put the fun in dysfunctional, okay? We are the biggest dysfunctional family ever, but we've got the right people, to be able to do what we're doing and to keep going. I never thought I would buy one of Vinny's books. Okay, I'm gonna say, you said I could say anything. Never once did I plan on buying anything from Vinny till he put a wiener dog in his book. You can fucking quote that because it was on one of probably ETEP shows. But I told him I'll buy a book when you put a wiener dog in. And I have a wall of his work, by the way, now, which has, you know, again, and that wasn't because he and I are friends. It was, you know, like I made him work for his money when it came to the book. You know, like I enjoyed listening to him talk about his books. I enjoyed when you have an artist that loves what he's doing. Okay, and this is anybody. I don't care. Photography is an art. To me, what I did, the way this room is, this is an art. It's an art form of the way everything fits perfectly in here in a spot. And I go fucking nuts if I don't have it the way, you know what I mean? Like it's, if I were to look and something wasn't where it's supposed to be, it would probably bug the shit. I'm going nuts because I got belts moved around. I'm waiting on a new one, but I'm at the end of a collection run. You know, it's going to be really cool when I get that up. But I never, ever once intended to buy any motherfucker's books on here because of the bad shit that happened with my experience before. You know, and it was Doug Tenaple pissed me off. You know, I bought Bigfoot Bill and the fucking dog ate it. Like, legitimately, the dog chewed the fucking book. And I had messaged him and shit and sent him videos and stuff. And then that motherfucker said, well, that's all right because the newer one, if you buy it now, there's more pages. And I'm like, you're a dirty little motherfucker. So, because I had bought the stuff because the only way I knew of Doug was the Earthworm Jim. And my younger brothers loved that video game. So I thought it'd be cool to get some of his books. And then, you know, again, it'd be presents for my brothers and stuff. And then, like, that didn't happen because the dog fucking ate it. And then I bought Brian's book, Brian the Observer, but that was Jeff Hicks. I hadn't bought a comic since the 90s, and then he launched Stealing Solo, and I had met Jeff, and he was a really good, all the guys were really nice and good people. And again, that started this whole trip to here. But I don't know, man. Throughout all the shit you and I have been through, man, I don't know. There's days that, like you said, you just want to hang it up. But I always look so forward to getting together with the right Mike from Pacific 414. I mean, that cat. I met him like I met Brian the Observer, dude, strictly on an accident. Because the old Hangout days, there was a message that, hey, I'm going live. And it was like under Bonnie. So I thought Bonnie was going live because we had the late night show, and sometimes we had kind of a midday show, and she'd be playing games and shit, whatever. So I jump on, and this cat's doing the show, and we're kind of talking back and forth. I have no idea who the fuck I'm talking. I'm on a show with somebody, I don't even know who he is. I'm like, we had been on a couple panels together, so I mean, like, you know, we had been in the same area, but like, again, look at how many people back then, dude. There would be like 20 people, you know, on the Hangout. So when it would work, you know, for those of us that could get on it. Tommy, well, his internet denied him every time.
Yeah, and it still kind of denies me just a little bit, you know.
I would think
you were talking about the books, and I seen Vinny had shared it earlier, and Curtis had shared it. Yeah, Vinny Art, Volume 3, the art book. There's not many days left. I think, what is there? 4 or 5 days, I think, left.
5.
Yeah, there's only 4 or 5 days left. I think Vinny said he's like $71. Yeah, $71 away from hitting 2,000. Guys, 6 days left. I was close. So, guys, if you can, share that out there. If you can back it, awesome. Please do. Vinny would be most appreciative, and so would Wade. Daytona Falls also says he'd be streaming on his birthday, Thursday night. Awesome. Happy birthday in advance. Just going to power through the BS, stage fright, and it'll be done. There's no stage fright. You just get up there and you just chatter. That's all you need to do. Just pretend that you're talking to yourself in a small room. My rich uncle has even said he wishes he didn't have a phone. Yeah, what's a phone? I love talking to y'all on stream. Just don't call me. The lefties allowed. Decepticon is also having a birthday on the 21st. Nice. I do not give my birthday out to many people, only if the select few know it, but my birthday is this month. So is my daughter, and so is one of the pigs. It's Cliff Jumper's birthday this month. I'm going to have to do a little happy birthday for him, probably do a video on a live stream or something, but I always give the pigs their special day with a special treat and everything just for them. Last I heard of Doug Tenaple, he was on that NFT craze. 6 days left, and he says, awesome. Doug did a stream scripting BFB in 2018. Let me write the first line. It was cool. Don't ask me what it was. Who gives a shit? Not a problem, Vinny. Man, you need as many eyes on these projects as you can get, man. You do amazing work, and we really appreciate you. So we appreciate having you part of our circle. So why wouldn't we talk about your artwork when we can? But back to you, Adam.
I have a whole wall, brother. I mean, it's kind of going to get brought up. I'm sorry. It's like, again, I would never be a wrestler. Okay, we've talked about this backstage, beforehand. I would never be a wrestler. I would be Jimmy fucking Hart, the Mouth of the South. That would be like, I would be the promoting guy. That would be what I do. I mean, again, I met Booker T and I talked about Vinny. Gave him Vinny's books. And again, it was a totally fucking... All right, so through all these wonderful people that I've gotten to meet, see, I don't have a I won't do it level. Because, like, I just walk up to people. I don't give a fuck. Like, Tommy, I know you're the same way. Like, I don't really get starstruck easy. It was cool to meet Booker T, but my heart was beating really fast because it was somebody that I really, enjoyed watching. Harlem Heat, King Booker was wonderful. So it's kind of, it'd be like Bruce Campbell would be a rough one to meet. Like that one, I would probably fucking step on my tongue. I would Trina. And that would be what probably would come out at first. I'd have to kind of, So getting to meet the Godfather, that was awesome. Getting to meet Booker T, that was also awesome. I mean, we walk right past Sammy Guevara and his wife, and make fun of him. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, that is Sammy. Yeah, fuck him. We're going to eat. Never get behind a fat man and his food, right? Like, so, but again, it's just, I don't have I walked up to Vince Vaughn. You know what I mean? We were eating and he was there. So like I don't have that switch. I also don't stop. So I did shit that Jeff Hicks could have killed me for, but it wasn't a bad thing. Like I introduced Jeff Hicks' mom to the Godfather. Okay. Because he wasn't going to say, this is my mom. And I'm like, the fuck you don't. And I'm like, this is his mom. And this is how slick Charles is, the Godfather. This mofo stands up to meet her, shakes her hand, is as engaging as I am with you guys right now. It was all about Mom. And Mom was telling this beautiful story of young little Hicks and the Ho Train to the wrestler that did it. Okay? You cannot pay it more forward than that. Okay? In my mind. As a wrestler, to have a fan who you've just hung out with, him and his buddies, because we did get to hang out with him too. Mind you, you get to meet his mother and then get a wonderful story told by said mother, embarrassing the living shit out of all 6'10", giant motherfucking Jeff Hicks that he is. Dude, I get so many of these little moments. And I'm blessed to be able to be there with them and then share them with good people like you. But again, it's all about your perspective sometimes, And I don't think enough people can sit back and look at those wonderful things that happen. Like when out of nowhere, there is no way in hell I do not know Bruce. I barely Twitter. I can kind of Facebook. I don't Instagram. So, all I did was tag Bruce Campbell to try to get him to come on the show, when we were doing it with Trina. Like, there's no guarantees of anything, but I tried. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how cool would it have been if he, like, just popped in? It's like, hey, Vinny, Hint, hint. But no, I mean, and again, it somehow everything that we all love. That's why it just intermixes so well. The conversations, the times, the years. You know, the nerdy shit that we all love, whether it's Down Chicks with Draven or, you know, Vinny acting like Mickey wannabe mouth, you know, with the funny imitations or the Mario, you know, or you know, us making Trey laugh, all of us. You know what I mean? In the chat, on the panels, in, you know, when the little kid pops up when we're on with Eta, you know, how everybody does matter. It's not about money. Like, none of us are doing this expecting to be the next whatever YouTube. I don't know. Everybody that thinks there's somebody because they're a YouTuber, I remind them my dog has a channel. I mean,
I think, you know, Adam, I think there's a lot of people that actually let a lot of this stuff go to their head, and they think that there's going to be a lot more than what it is. Like, you always start off in the place, and we've talked about it. You know it for certain. I know it for certain. A lot of these people that are in the chat know it for certain. You start this to have fun. Yeah. And I think a lot of these people really think that this is going to be their moment to be something bigger than what they are. You know what? That shouldn't be from where you're coming from. If it happens, great. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't lose sight and perspective of who you are just to be able to try to make it big. I've told people numerous times, I don't give a rat's ass if my channel was to have stayed at 500 like it was for a good number of years, because YouTube was just absolutely hating the living dog shit out of me and kept me under 500 subs. I'm sitting at 1,800 now. I never thought I would see 1,800, and the idea that 2,000 could be in sight is pretty hysterical for somebody who's never going to get monetized because YouTube keep taking my watch hours away. I think it's just absolutely hysterical. But I'm still doing it for fun. Doing it for fun and hanging out with people I like. And like I said, you said it a couple times. You have those moments where you almost want to quit, but then you go back and it's something that's stupid. Comment that you get on a video, or somebody that you know is like pumping you back up, like, hey, let's do this, let's have a really fun live stream and have an amazing live stream, and just like, yeah, okay, that's why I'm in it, to have fun like that. And I think there's a lot of these people that lose sight of that, and it's almost like they sell their souls to try to get to the next level, and they become something that they swore to themselves that they would never become. I don't give a living fucking dog's ass if I was to suddenly become Mr. Popular Channel, hit a couple 100,000 subs overnight, freaking get monetized overnight. I wouldn't give a rat's ass. I would still be the same bastard I am right now, and I am not going to change for nobody. You could drop a few $1 million in my lap, and I'm going to still be the same dickhead that I am right now, walking into these stores and looking for deals on toys. There ain't nothing to change. I'm still going to be eating at home with the food that I buy from the stores instead of eating out at all these damn restaurants. There's nothing going to change. I think so many of these people, they don't really have a real personal identity. That's why they're so quick to change everything about themselves to put on the show.
Yeah. I don't know, man. In a world, like I said, we have entertainment at the touch of our fingertips. So, you know, thank you everyone that's in the chat to do this with us. Because again, it does mean, you know, when people say, you know, thank you for being in the chat, sometimes I think they don't understand that, like, we do mean it. Because, like, again, Tommy and I started out right where y'all are, in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, and again, anybody can do this. I'm here, to quote Kevin motherfucking Smith, I'm here with my friends. Y'all are paying to see us, right? Those of you that send super chats or are members or, you know, whatever it is you do. And thank you for that. We appreciate it. But again, I'm just here to hang out with my friends. That's literally, I don't have the patience to do a lot of this, and I don't mind doing but I'm a one cut guy, dude. I'm not gonna sit there and edit and all that other shit. I'm me, I'm raw, that's it. You know, it's love me, hate me, guess what? I'm gonna sleep fine at night. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? The people that matter to me are my family. You know, I leave all of this so that if I am gone tomorrow, 3 things, as long as they don't delete it, you know, good old YouTube, but it's for those that will miss me. It's for my granddaughter who wouldn't know me. and or any of my grandkids, you know, that don't know me, because I do have a couple grandsons as well. You know, I have one granddaughter from my daughter, but my oldest son has 2 boys as well. I haven't seen them or anything. But again, it's kind of like they'd be like, he was an asshole, but I'm an asshole the whole time through. And look, I'm here. You know, it's Cheech and Chong of the assholes. You know, here. You know, I know it. I'm surrounded by assholes. You know, Mel Brooks, baby. It's again, Airplane. That's the stuff, the slapstick we're used to. You know, throw mama from a train. I don't care. You know, we had entertainment, brother, and we sit here and we talk about it. And there's been rough times. Losing Moist is like losing one of my kids. You know, he's the same age as my daughter. It fucked me up till Trina helped fix me, along with a couple other people, just by being nice, you know, and helping me kind of figure out what was wrong with me. And it was, though. I mean, it was the daily talks with you guys and all of us hanging out and just having the conversations, period. Doesn't matter what they were. You know what I mean? Like, it just, sometimes it was the simplest, silliest thing as, you know, what silly little thing you found this week. You know what I mean? Or ideas. All of us just kind of just talking, you know, whether it be like, again, text messaging, Instagramming, whatever, messages, DMing, you know, however you talk, or whether it's like how you and I usually do stuff. We catch up on a panel, we bullshit. The show's going to end, folks, and we go for hours, just so you know.
What's up, Soul Assassin? Who are you people? And I hear all you guys in the chat. Yeah. And that's number one thing. If you got something creative that you want to do, go for it. I mean, why should you stop? Why? Because somebody tells you can't do it? Maybe somebody thinks that you're not good enough or you don't have a big enough. Who gives a rat's ass? You do what you want to do. You do what makes you happy. Getting that idea out there is satisfaction for you first and foremost. So you should absolutely do it every single time. Daytona, Tree Rock Creations, and anybody else that's got their own project that they're working on, you absolutely should do it. And as far as what kind of dog's ass it is, I don't think the breed really matters, Daytona. I would not recommend licking any dog's ass. That's why I told Nick to go lick a dog's ass. You know, kissing a rat's ass is one thing, but licking a dog's dirty ass, that's a whole different kettle of fish. and so many of these people, like you're talking, there's so many of these people that are on YouTube right now, they literally have no soul. They sold their souls for $signs and for super chats. And it's disgusting. And like, there's a lot of these people, I don't know about you, I can't watch a lot of these people anymore. I cannot. They're not the same people from when they started. And that I think that's the truest test of whether or not you found the right people as they progress on social media. And if they gain subs or whatever, or they have a really good stream and they're having a good time, how do they act after? Or are they acting exactly the same afterward? If they are, then they're legit. And it does seem to be a lack of that anymore. It does seem like these people that come off are real friendly at first, and they're just as quick to knife you in the back as they are to look at you.
Or use you to get themselves up. That's the other thing. It's, you know, Vinny, like, there'd be stuff, and this is like the way my brain works. There'll be shit I want to say, but I can't get it out. I can't structure it sometimes to get it right. But then Vinny would say it. And it came out way better than my dumbass was going to say it. But he was right. I mean, and again, it was the whole, they don't only pull the ladder up, they fucking catch it on fire. They're fucking kicking you down, you know. And I mean, again, Vinny, you always articulated this shit I would try to figure out how to say. And I always, and that's for a lot of people. Chris Fisk, you know, ETEP. Numerous times I go to say the same shit, and me and ETEP are saying the same thing at the same time. I mean, that's what's so funny. And it's not because we talked about it beforehand. It's just, again, a lot of us we're all very individual. But again, when it comes to sense, we're all sensical people, you know. But again, we do buy plastic toys and enjoy them. So whatever. But, you know, yeah, I got a 5-figure monthly income, and I got that figure and that, meaning it that way versus this way. But again, I don't think there's anybody that matters that's actually, at least in the circle of people that I run with, I don't really watch a lot of YouTube and haven't for years, just because once you kind of get on it, it takes enough time being on shows. You know, I mean, a lot of us were running 7 days a week, Tommy, and I mean, it's going on other shows and then other shows. So
yeah, it does get to be a bit much, and I know quite a few of us actually talked about that in the circles, and you know, some of us are taking breaks. Other people have like ETEP have wisely, so he didn't burn out panelists, decide to rotate panelists in and out in some of his shows, and I think that's just an amazing move, because that gives everybody a chance to kind of unwind for an extra week or two, so you don't feel like you're streaming every single day of the week, because no matter what anybody says, no matter how much fun it is, it does take a toll on you doing that stuff continuously every single day of the week. And you will feel like you kind of get burned out. And it's not to say that you're not having fun, but sometimes it gets to be a bit much, because you never have any downtime, it seems.
yeah. Well, and it's just go 24/7. I mean, most of us are wired that way anyway. When you work, were you ever not on? Fuck no, you were always on. Same here. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that's just the way a lot of us are wired, though. And again, like I've got multiple things going through my mind when I'm doing stuff, and I mean, like, I'm fine now, but it's, you know, again, when you get on a panel with the right people, and a lot of you are because again, we all kind of know, like, we'll step on each other, but we don't ever, like, there's never anybody that's about to throw over it, you know, throw down, because again, none of us are doing it intentionally, and a lot of times there are delays with if you're hardwired versus Bluetooth, as we've noticed with microphones, and we've all had issues with the internet. Can't nobody here say they ain't, because we all have been having issues with the internet. So, but again, do any of us get, you know, oh, I'm not coming on because no, man, there's never any of that, like, Marcia drama, if you will, with that other places have. And again, if that's all you see on TV is drama all the time, why the fuck am I going to turn on YouTube and watch the same thing? You know, and if it's got nothing, like, I don't care about anything that's coming. Like, you were busting out some of the newer stuff that was coming out, the Transformers, and they look pretty good. You know what I mean? But again, like, the beautiful thing is you're doing the review and showing people how shitty they make toys from the classic toys. You know, and again, you're giving people information in the 411. Don't waste your money on this. You know, if you want this, it looks great in the package, but if you're going to take it out, thinking of the Turtles, I'm just saying, you know, or the 66 figures. Again, man, you know what I mean? Like, I always appreciate the fact you do that stuff, because for me, if I'm going to throw my money at it, yeah, I don't, you know, I save up to throw my money at it so you can surprise somebody like Vinny and buy all his books at once. And he goes, holy shit. You know, I wasn't expecting that. I go, that was the point. You know,
well, I think one of the things I've always tried to do, as far as like doing like especially like figure reviews or anything like that, I'm always being as honest about the figures I possibly can be. If I found any defects whatsoever, no matter how slight, I'm still going to point it out anyway. And then, of course, you know, I will always try to give a grade what I feel that the figure should be graded at. And if the figure does well enough, and even if it's from a company that maybe I've had problems with, if they do a decent enough figure, I will say it. And I don't care if it's a company I really enjoy most of their figures. If they put out something shite, I'm going to fucking call them on it, because that's what you got to be. I mean, if you're not being legitimate with this, why are you doing it? And there's a lot of these people that do shit, especially when you get to the higher levels of YouTube, getting back to that once again, they will literally just say whatever the company that's sending them the toys needs to hear so they can get shit for free.
Yep.
And it's not only is it a disservice really to the people watching, it's technically a disservice to the company, because now those people that wind up picking up this figure on your recommendation and it winds up being shit will more than likely never buy from that company again.
Yeah. Well, on that though, too. So speaking of, you know, so there's been YouTubers in the past, I won't bring up names, but, you know, people would send YouTubers things, you know, to whatever, review or watch. And then because these companies are sending them free shit, they never got around to the shit people sent them 2 years prior. You know what I mean? Like, and I always thought it was kind of weird for certain YouTubers, you know, and again, I don't associate with any of these people anymore because again, I'm not that kind of a person. Like you would think that if you're, and this is pre-memberships, people, this is before you could be a member. So I just never understood that because if I'm going to take my time to send somebody something, generally it's really going to be a specific reason. It means something. Again, depending on what it is and everything else. And I'm not doing it for clout or anything. We do what we do. I've been backstage. I've heard plenty of conversations. We've all been, again, we're friends here. And that's the beautiful thing. When you have people that go out of their way, and it's not necessarily even out of their way, but what we do, Tommy, the thing that we do so well, all of us, you, me, Vinny, Trina, Pete, Tony, the communications, all the fun that we have, the hunt for those items they can't find, Tommy, the hunt, to find it. I couldn't imagine doing that. You send it to the person, and then they're just like, "Oh, it just sits there for that." How rude, improper, if you will.
Improper. What's going on? Zombie box reviews, real quick, Adam. Let me hit a few more of these comments in there. Also, Soul Assassin says to me, "I don't care who, what, and why you are here. I'm just here to have fun and hang out with friends and occasionally help them out." And it's always appreciated, Soul Assassin. You and many of the other people that mod right here always dropping the links like Curtis and Bone used to do, and so many others that I can't even mention off the top of my head right now. You guys are absolutely helping me out more than you realize because with the shitty internet, me trying to keep a panel tab open so I could do actual modding and dropping links is such a horse's ass when I'm trying to run the stream because sometimes I have hiccups in the middle of the stream when it's running and I got to wait for everything to catch up. Real pain in the ass. Lurch Troll, I agree. This group is what is left of, quote, the Phantom Menace. Everyone else was fake. I can't watch those others at all anymore. They changed. A lot of them did. I'm watching too much YouTube and forget how many channels I'm a mod on. I hear you. Vinny was saying thank you for your kind words, talking about him and Chris being able to articulate words better. Well put, Adam. Too many people are just used to being shitty and over dramatic. I'd rather have fun with cool people and talk about fun stuff, right? So, surprise, mother. Daytona Falls streams are great, but it isn't real interaction most of the time. In real life, I could just chill and not talk, but on streams, it's like a variety show for me. No one could be on all the time. Yeah, and that's the thing that we try to do a little bit different. We try to have real talks. That's why so many things just wind up being so random because it's legit talks. We're not. I don't script shit. The only thing I scripted today for this show was the questions I was going to ask Adam because I want the questions to be the same for any person that winds up coming on Cage Talks and they want to talk about what they do on YouTube and what they expect before we get in just open panel discussions. Just talk about stuff genuinely. That's the only thing I script. Just that the questions. Big deal.
He pretty much ran it through. He didn't ask the questions, but again, I've known Tommy so long. I told him, I'm comfortable, man. Ask whatever you want. I was like, you already know the answers to everything. He's giggling in the background. Well, it's not for me. It's for the people. I go, I know. I'm like, but again, we've known each other so long. Like, it's a wonderful thing. Again, do you know how honored I was? Like, Vinny let me go on with him when he launched his book. That was so cool for me. Like, and again, it's those little moments. Like some people would be like, well, why is that such a big deal? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, here's an actual artist whose work I enjoy. And again, I have the luxury of being friends with him too. But again, it wasn't hard for one to become friends with, you know what I mean? And again, it wasn't like I had to like pay anybody off or nothing. It wasn't, twisting E-Tap's arm and bucking him. It was none of that shit. Like literally. We would just end up on shows together and streams, and then Vinny kind of started bringing me in, and of course I was already on with you, and it's one of those things. I'm blessed in the aspect I have the life that I have. I am disabled. That part sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I would not want to be out working right now because of where your tax dollars go. That's some bullshit. Should be coming back to all of us. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But I'm blessed in the life that I have, and the fact that I have these friends that I have. And again, and all of you in the chat, I really hope you guys do understand that. And it is every day. If you just change your perspective a skosh, You can still be an asshole. Don't worry. We're never going to change. We're still assholes. But you just got to sometimes push past that to get to that moment and realize they want you to be evil. They want you to be hateful. They don't want you to enjoy anything. Once you realize that and you just take a step back for a minute and you realize how they're hooking you and sinking you and dragging you down, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is. If you step the fuck back from that long enough to see it, you know not to go back that way, okay? And go the way you're going. We learn from getting screwed over by a lot of YouTubers. We've watched YouTubers get big and still beg for money. Like, it's your job to support fucking them. And again, I have not mentioned any names. If you feel guilty of this, that's on you, people. I'm just saying words, okay? They're not meant for any one individual. It's just things that Tommy can testify to. These are things we witnessed over the years of being YouTubers, okay? So, like, when we say we kind of dip out and we're done, that's why. We've been burnt enough times. I've had enough people want to use me because all I did was go meet Jeff Hicks at from World Class Bullshitters at Horror Hound in 2018. You know what's different between me and the rest of the people? That was it. I went there and I met him. I met Jeff the Iron Wolf, become really good friends with him too. You know what I mean? And again, it was a different time. Things were different back then. And it's sad because it wasn't that long ago. But that's how this started. And you saw people that launched off of other people and then trashed them and didn't help it. And everything that Vinny said or Chris would say, no matter what, it's the same stuff I'd already seen, you know, with the other people that I've known for years, from DJD to, you know what I mean? Again, there's such a long list of people that started this route with me. But for me, again, it wouldn't have been nothing if it weren't for the dog. Because again, he's the one that on his controller had changed it, and he had changed it on the fucking tablet too, because I used to have to Bluetooth it, and I had a PS3. And he kept changing the damn channel. I just was listening to music, so I gave up, and I was listening to Mr. Hicks. So I was like, all right. He had a show. I listened to it. My tablet got fixed. I didn't even know what a super chat was. Like, I was listening to a playback which didn't have the chat, like what we have now. Like, this stuff wasn't there. So I didn't know what a super chat was. What the fuck is a hunky chunky funky monkey? You know, like all the stuff he was reading. I'm like, what is this? And then I got my tablet back, and there was this lovely little button that said live chat. And that's like, again, you know, myself, Moist, you, Jez, you know, so many people, you know, getting to know each other just in the chats to now years later. It's been at least
Zombie Box was
7 years.
With Jeff a couple times. Good dude. I think I've been on a few panels with him. I can't remember if it was once with ETEP, but I know it was at least once, maybe twice over on Vinny's channel. And real quick, I want to catch back up on everything, so I think we're getting close to checkout time.
Yep.
So, where was the one? I gotta find this one question. It was something actually from Soul Assassin. I actually kind of giggled when I seen it.
Oh shit. Glenzer was my 100th subscriber, by the way. I wanted to make sure I did say that one because, it took me forever to get to 100.
You know, it's that first 100, and that's one thing John Talks always told me. He said, your first 100, it's dredgingly boring, and it's such a chore to get to 100. He said, after that, it's getting to that 1,000 mark. He said, after 1,000, it kind of goes downhill, unless you got YouTube messing when you hear this. Are you kidding me? You can't trust Tommy. That guinea pig is unpredictable. Hence why I wear chainmail socks. Balls in your court, Tommy. Vinny, you're not wrong. And when people don't call it out, the companies keep the bar low. And being truthful does put them in check. They make millions and try to shortchange the customers, and that is absolute horseshit. And Tree Rock, that's nonsense, man. You've got your own take on things, and anytime that you're ready to come back up and give it a whirl again, you know you're always ready. I've told you that.
Yep.
Yeah, these people, oh boy, some of these people with their stuff, though.
We used to test the waters, though, Tommy. Not like that, but, I mean, that's what DJD used to do on Fridays. He had kind of his thing, and he'd bring people on, and, you know. And again, you know, it's it's so easy now to YouTube. I mean, you can do it from your phone. And back in the day, it was that easy too, because you could just do it from your phone and tablet. You didn't have to have subscribers and shit, be monetized. And you could just literally do it. And they keep changing it. And then it changed. But I don't know. Like, if you've got ideas, yeah, I say always do it, because you know what? If somebody's telling you not to do something, who's to say it's because they're just not jealous of what could be? And again, it's like today, I didn't plan on walking a mile. Okay. That was not on my agenda. At least I think it's a mile. I'm pretty sure. But 50 minutes. Not bad. Because it goes by like the laps. So I did 4 laps in 50 minutes. Set at 12 for resistance. Not trying to. Like I told you, I said I'm going to go work out, you know, my usual. And YouTube wasn't working for shit, so I ended up streaming the whole thing for the most part on Facebook. But yeah, it was literally one of those. I just kind of kept going. You know, I'd stop, take a breath, whatever, drink, hit, go.
And then sometimes you don't want to stop though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like every day I do a workout. Every day I'm on that tread or on the elliptical. I'm at least doing 1 lap. Usually, you know, when I started, it was about 16 minutes. I'm all the way down to about 12 and a half, sometimes 13. Again, it's not a race. You know, I'm just doing it to build cardio, to be in better shape, which I am in from, again, the fall. So, you know, I mean, I'm still recovering from an 8-foot fall into a pool with no water. Okay? You don't ever not be working from that. And I mean, back in the 90s, like I was in a motorcycle accident and broke my back. So, you know, again, there's pre-existing shit here.
All those things come back to haunt you years later too.
They do. But I mean, every day, like I have to set stuff I do in the house, the stuff outside. I don't know how many times I've done yard work and burning, and I'm constantly, you know, doing stuff. Came on streams with you guys, and I'm still outside burning because it's like, fuck it. If I stop now, it'll bite me in the ass, you know. And again, it's constant movement, and that's it. You know, we had Richard Simmons. He wasn't wrong, you know, with the sweating to the oldies. It's movement. Whatever little bit of movement, you of all people, you know, you've got your back issues too. You know what I mean? There's days.
Yeah, I can't do a whole lot because of it too. Yep. But even then, I will, since we have like what do they call those, a Christmas or a breakfast nook, I guess you would call it, like the countertop in our kitchen. We have one of those butted up to our kitchens, kind of separating it from the living room and the dining room. So even though I can't do a whole lot, like if I, you know, move my legs and everything, like my arms, I could do anything. I've got the coil bars and the elastic bands and everything like that I can mess with all day long with that stuff. But my knees and shit, especially because of the lower back, I can't do a whole lot. So I will just do laps around that breakfast nook. Yep. You know, I don't have to go real fast. I just do laps and everything so I can keep myself a little limber, especially after I do something that really strains my back, like clean out the damn guinea pig homes. Like every time I do it, kills me. Daytona Fall, I want to thank eHacker for helping me get over 100 subs way back in 2018. Everything else was networking week, people. Haha, just kidding. Hell, I actually know eHacker, and he's thrown my link out in this chat quite a few times, especially during the time when YouTube was playing games with me and they stole something like 160 subs overnight. eHacker had reached out to his chat and sent a bunch of people my way, and I wound up picking up a few more subs here and there, started pushing me back in the right direction. So, I mean, between him and John Talks early on, helping people like find my channel, they were the reason that my channel got found. Once again, I will never say that they were the reason I started my channel. I started my channel for my own selfish reasons.
Well, that's how it should be.
It should always be. Always be.
And if you're not having fun, don't do it. I'm sorry. That's like rule 1. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, then why are you doing it? I don't know.
All right, Vinny, have a good one. I guess we're gonna wrap it up here in a minute. I do this YouTube thing to hang out with people that I like. I don't care about clout. I don't want it. Yeah, and it's a shame that not everybody is like that. Zombie Box Reviews. There are so many people that's all they give a shit about. Like me, I don't give a crap who you are. As long as you talk to me decently and you treat me decently, I'm going to treat you accordingly the same exact way. And we're not going to have a problem. Now, you talk to me like I'm a dickhead, well, we're going to have a motherfucking problem because I don't play that way. Like some people think this shit like, oh, well, everybody on the internet is an internet tough guy. Hey, you try me like with that shit. I've had a few people try me. I've sent my address to them, and then they clammed up. Because why? They really didn't want no part of that. They wanted to talk that game, but they didn't want no part of it. But you know what? I'm thankful for all the people that I met that are actually legitimately cool and hang out all the time with us and talk with us all the time. I mean, I've had plenty of discussions with some of these folks in the chat. I mean, even with Curtis, Curtis has got my number. You know, I don't chat very often, but every once in a while, you know, maybe at the very least, at least some text messages back and forth, man. Like, not a problem, man. Anytime somebody wants to reach out, you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, and that's the way it should be. Unfortunately, some of these people, they feel like they got to put on the game for other people. They need to be drama-filled douchebags to try to get attention, and that kind of shit, it doesn't fly around here. That's why you don't find a bunch of drama whores on my channel, because I just don't put up with it. I don't put up with it. And most of the ones that were doing that all the time, they've been absolutely cut out of my cage. John Paul, your boy, he was good to me when I was just a drunk having fun. Still here. Yeah, absolutely. Vinny, have a good one. Party at ETEPS. Thank you, Soul Assassin. Probably, I don't know, Adam, you're going to be heading over there?
Yeah, I'll be heading over there. I don't know what we're watching, but I know it'll be a pay-per-view. It's one of the classic ones, so it'll be good stuff. So it won't be AEW.
Yeah, so guys, you know, as soon as we wrap up here, stop by. Let ETEP know that the pig sent you over to have a good time, watch some old school wrestling. Curtis YZ, I can imagine the cage cleaning is backbreaking. That's how I felt doing dishes. Yeah, you know, and it's the thing with the cages, especially the leaning down. That's what gets me. Like if I was just standing up and able to clean those cages, I wouldn't have that big of a problem. It's because I got to lean down, reach underneath the cages to get stuff out of the way or to put the bedding in. And that's where I always do my back in every single time.
Yep.
Hey, guys, thank you so much to everybody that's been hanging out with us. Curtis, thank you for dropping links. Soul Assassin as well. All you guys that have been hanging out, dropping links, and just having a good time. Thank you for being here for this very first Cage Talks with our special guest of the evening, Adam Shawhan. Guys, be sure to stop by Adam's channel. If you haven't already, check out his content. Maybe throw a subscription. It doesn't cost you anything. His link is down in the description below. Guys, remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not think, because your silence and compliance, well, it gives consent. Adam, any last words before we get up out of this sucker?
You know, I'm going to quote Vinny, kick ass while you create, have fun. Go back, our boy, Vinny Tartamala. You want some good work, he's got it. I mean, if you didn't pick up the first 2 art books, hey, now's your opportunity. Just know when it's gone, it's gone. Unlike some people that say, oh, this is a one-time event. When it's gone, they print 6,000 copies of the same bullshit. It's not going to happen here. Check out Chris Fisk's books as well. I can't wait for Infinite Tale Chronicle Part 2 to come out with the 2 books that he's working on. I mean, those are the independents that I've been, you know, that I'm a part of and very excited about. You know, I can't wait till your book gets done, Tommy. Kick your daughter in the ass and tell her to get with it. For me,
I just talked to her sick ass just recently. she
got
sick again. These freaking women.
I'm waiting on the skinny pig story, you know, because I got a wiener dog one for you next, maybe. But no, you know, again, it's literally, if you've got ideas for stuff on YouTube, try it. I mean, again, don't ever let them tell you you can't, because it's mine. This is my stuff. I'm an adult. You're not my parent, so fuck you. That's how I see it. You're not my daddy. You're not my mommy. So why can't I? If you're not harming anybody or yourself, I don't. You know what I mean? It's most of us are you know, whether it's a video game, whether it's art. You know, again, I enjoy lining up the stuff the way I do, doing the lights the way I do. You know, turn on whatever. Just go enjoy yourself. Go do something fun. That's what you need to do. Go do something fun. Enjoy whoever you're doing it with, even if it's by yourself. It doesn't matter. Go have fun, because it's 2024 and they don't want nobody having fun, so go have extra fun. That's what you do.
Absolutely well put, Adam. And guys, and with that, we are heading out. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you in the next live show, and I don't know if it's going to be a guinea pig nibbling live or it'll probably be a guinea pig nibbling live. And once I get another contestant to step up to Cage Talks, that's when I will announce the next one. So guys, be good. Stop by E-Tips. We'll see you later.
Forget the pigs, you should spend. Assimilated, but you don't know it yet. Attacking us is not very wise. Our army's growing if we see through your lies.
What we are looking at, good and evil, right and wrong. It's a pig world order. A pig world order. A pig world order. A pig world order. Somebody's gonna want to get their toes nibbled off in here. A pig world order. 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 Better hide your toes as we're coming for. A pig world order. A pig world order.